our project is called Enhancing Employability Through Soft Skills Development, and we've heard that come up a few times in other presentations. Jennifer Bolt was supposed to present today, but she wasn't able to. But Jennifer's been doing a lot of work on this project. I've been behind the scenes, so I've stepped in to do the presentation, and it's ongoing. We're doing lots of work on it right now. Could we advance to the next slide, please? And the next slide, please. Thank you. So our research question: will focused soft skills training enhance the employability of Newfoundlanders and Labradorians? So that was what guided the whole thing, and there's a lot of information out there, so we tried to hone it down to what we need here in Newfoundland and Labrador. So there's 4 phases to the project. Phase 1 is complete. We conducted an in-depth labor market analysis. We performed a literature and interjurisdictional review, and we evaluated other approaches out there to determine if they would address our needs. So that was very informative. We got a lot of information there. Phase 2, also complete. We expanded the labor market analysis through needs assessment interviews and surveys, so it got personal, you know. So we actually engaged employers, members of local community, service groups, graduates, current students, and instructors from Academy Canada, as well as from other colleges in the province. So it was really interesting to see what people were saying and how it compared with the research that we conducted in phase 1. So that was phase 2. Next slide, please. Okay, so with all that information in our head and in our pockets, we said, okay, we have all this information about soft skills. It's a really big topic. We had over 32 sort of subtopics of what we could do. So we had to boil it down into what are we going to come away with. So this is what we came up with based on everything we've learned from phase 1 and phase 2. So each of these bullet points represents a workshop. So working with others, oral communication, personal management, adaptability, and self-awareness, critical thinking and problem solving, time management, planning, and goal setting. So that's what we came up with. So next slide, please. All right, so we're into phase 3. And what that means is we have developed these workshops. So they're ready to go, and we are delivering them now. So there's another session tonight. So we're doing them in the evening. And the one we're starting with right now is oral communication. And so I'm going to talk a little bit about this one because it's where we are right now. So when we developed the workshops, within the topic, we wanted to make this as engaging and as fun as possible and allow people time to reflect on their own personal growth and development. And we developed it from the perspective of everybody can benefit from developing soft skills. It's not for others, it's for us. It's for it's a personal sort of, oh, would that be useful for me? Would that be interesting for me? So everybody can grow and learn from this. And what we did as well, we said, okay, so each workshop, we wanted to put some parameters around it. So it's each session is 2 hours long, okay? So that people meet once a week for 4 weeks. So they're getting 8 hours in total, but we chunked it up into these more bite-sized pieces so the learning can happen more naturally and allow also a chance for a group to form and develop. And so we have all these wonderful group dynamics happening. The pandemic impacted everything. So what we've done is expanded our view to go beyond actually being physically in person, and we're incorporating the option for people to join via video conference, Teams, this very software. And so that's enabling people to join in who maybe couldn't have made it into the physical site. So we widened the net. So we're pleased with how that's working. And we're excited because there's also opportunity, not just for people to give us feedback on what they thought of it, but for people to reflect on their own development before they start the session and after, just to map their own personal growth. And because soft skills can be difficult to assess and evaluate, and we wanted it to be personally meaningful for each individual. So it's not really like we'll get the feedback generally if people felt it was helpful for them, but in terms of really getting down into the weeds, I feel that's for the individual. And so that's the sort of approach we took with it. And there's tangible products at the end. So there's going to be, well, there are resources for both the participant, and they take it with them to keep forever. And there's links and there's worksheets and there's all this stuff that they do. And there's also resources for the person facilitating. And every time we offer it, we're going to refine that so we can develop it further. And so it becomes this living document that gets added to and improved over time. Okay, next slide, please. So yes, so the last phase then will be when we get all that done, we're going to do a couple of run-throughs of all the workshops. And then when everything is ready to go, we'll summarize all of our findings and then present it for folks to use. And I'm super excited about that. So there's lots of ways this can be used. It can be used for students in post-secondary, any number of your clients in, and the groups here represented today could probably use some or all of the resources here. Employers could use it for their own professional development sessions. We've designed it in a way that you can really cherry pick what you want. You don't need to take the whole thing. You can take pieces of it and build from that to create personal training tools that make sense for your organization and for the people who are working in it. So that's all I have.